But after hearing the gunshots, many people yelled, "Get down," which caused Nicki Minaj to start twerking. Do you believe it? Get down.
President Donald Trump attempted to turn the White House Correspondents Association dinner into a comedy set on Friday night. But one joke in particular has landed him in hot water. During his speech at the rescheduled event, the president revisited the shooting that forced the original dinner to be called off earlier this year, before unexpectedly dragging rapper Nicki Minaj into the punchline. Trump joked that when shots rang out, people in the room shouted, "Get down," before adding, quote, Nicki Minaj was the only one who really understood it.
From the earliest moments after the attack on our dinner last April, I knew we had to reschedule this event as soon as possible. We had to do it very quickly, and we met very quickly, and we figured something out. But the attempted mass murder at the Washington Hilton, that's what it could have been, was an assault on our democracy itself. Very serious situation. Many of you were there with me, and some showed extreme bravery, like Pete Hegseth, Steve Miller, Tom Holman. Really? They were standing on tables, and most of you were under the tables, okay? But they did. They showed. I saw every one of them that was standing up in those tables. I didn't know if they were brave, if they were smart, if they were stupid as hell. But they were on those tables in some cases, and there were a lot of different feelings going on in the room at that moment. But after hearing the gunshots, many people yelled, "Get down," which caused Nicki Minaj to start twerking. Do you believe it? Get down. She's the only one that really understood what that meant. It's quite an evening.
The graphic punchline instantly lit up social media, dividing opinions. Detractors quickly condemned the rhetoric, with one viewer writing, quote, racism, misogyny, and jokes about shootings all rolled up in one crass comment. A second user posted, quote, a wild way to bring Nicki Minaj into the conversation, while a viral meme account chimed in, quote, help, not Nicki was getting low on the floor, child. On the other side, MAGA loyalists praised the president's stage presence, with a supporter typing, quote, Trump's timing is undefeated. Whether you laughed or groaned, that joke had the whole room reacting. Notably, the White House Correspondents Dinner had been moved to Friday, nearly 3 months after the original gathering was interrupted by what authorities described as an alleged assassination attempt targeting Trump. The mention of Nicki Minaj also comes amid the pair's unlikely political alliance. Over the past year, the rapper has become one of Trump's most high-profile celebrity supporters, appearing at multiple White House events, including Turning Point USA's America Fest, a Rose Garden luncheon, and the Trump Accounts Summit. Nicki has even referred to herself as Trump's #1 fan and has pledged between $150,000 and $300,000 towards the Trump Accounts initiative for her supporters. While Trump's backers praised the speech as fearless and unapologetic, critics say some of the night's biggest headlines weren't about politics at all, but about jokes that many felt crossed the line. Yet the headline-grabbing moment did not play out quite like the commander-in-chief planned. President Trump is navigating a swift wave of online backlash after a completely separate joke about sex fell flat, leaving the ballroom in dead silence before the clip immediately caught fire on social media.
And she said, when you get home, I want to have you immediately come up the stairs and make love to me. And he said, I can't do both. You know what, in other words, can't go up the stairs and make love. Does anybody get that? Well, I thought that was actually pretty good. That was actually the only thing I thought was good in this whole freaking stupid speech that they wrote. I think, in other words, you can't go up the stairs and make love, too, So we're looking for term limits. Does anybody understand this stuff? But I really do wonder whether the Democrats are trying to lose the midterms. In Maine, they nominated a guy with a Nazi tattoo. But don't worry, Democrats. Word is that Plattner's replacement, he throws bottles at women. This guy throws bottles. This guy's another lunatic, by the way. Although I think Plattner might have done surprisingly well, because we're in the age of Trump.
Trump's latest appearance at the White House Correspondents Association dinner is making headlines, but not for the reason he may have expected. The U.S. president is facing a wave of criticism after a joke about sex was met with complete silence from the room before the awkward moment quickly went viral.
I do think we need term limits in Congress. I think term limits are very important because I see what's happening. The other day, a senator I knew got a text, a great guy, from his wife. And she said, when you get home, I want to have you immediately come up the stairs and make love to me. And he said, I can't do both. You know what? In other words, can't go up the stairs and make love. Does anybody get that? Well, I thought that was actually pretty good.
The room stayed silent. Sensing the joke hadn't landed, Trump stopped to explain the punchline himself.
You know what? In other words, can't go up the stairs and make love. Does anybody get that? Well, I thought that was actually pretty good. That was actually the only thing I thought was good in this whole frickin' stupid speech that they wrote.
Even after the explanation, the reaction remained subdued, prompting Trump to poke fun at his own performance as the moment unfolded. But the biggest response came online. Social media users slammed the president, with one writing, "Such a disgrace. Ha ha ha, get it?" Another commented, "How embarrassing for the American people to have this lunatic as your leader. The world is laughing at you, sadly." The criticism didn't stop there. One user posted, "He's deranged, insane, broken, and embarrassing. What the hell have we done allowing this man to be president?" Another added, "What the ever-loving heck is wrong with this moron?"
You know what? In other words, can't go up the stairs and make love. Does anybody get that? Well, I thought that was actually pretty good. That was actually the only thing I thought was good in this whole frickin' stupid speech that they wrote.
The awkward exchange has now become one of the most talked about moments from Trump's appearance at the White House Correspondents Association dinner, with critics arguing the failed joke overshadowed the rest of his remarks and fueled another round of online backlash.
I do think we need term limits in Congress. I think term limits are very important because I see what's happening. The other day, a senator I knew got a text, a great guy, from his wife. And she said, when you get home, I want to have you immediately come up the stairs and make love to me. And he said, I can't do both. You know what? In other words, can't go up the stairs and make love. Does anybody get that? Well, I thought that was actually pretty good. That was actually the only thing I thought was good in this whole frickin' stupid speech that they wrote. That was the only good one, and that went down with not exactly great laughter. I think, in other words, you can't go up the stairs and make love, too, So we're looking for term limits. Does anybody understand this stuff? But I really do wonder whether the Democrats are trying to lose the midterms. In Maine, they nominated a guy with a Nazi tattoo. But don't worry, Democrats. Word is that Plattner's replacement, he throws bottles at women. This guy throws bottles. This guy's another lunatic, by the way. Although I think Plattner might have done surprisingly well because we're in the age of Trump. Call it what you want. People can do well today. Plattner, I don't know. But, people don't have the guts to stick it out, but it looked like he was guilty of a lot of stuff. He certainly didn't defend himself very well. In Texas, the Democrats are running a candidate named James Telefrico, who hates guns, hates oil, hates sex, hates women, and who said he is, quote, a Christian who hates Christianity. Other than that, I think his platform is quite good. And that means that he's not going to do very well against Ken Paxton, who hopefully in Texas is going to win. But Telefrico, he's Alfred. You know what he looks like to me? Alfred E. Newman. Do you remember Alfred E. Newman, Mad Magazine? I said, that guy is Alfred E. Newman. Can't imagine he'd win. Well, I have all of the press here in one place. I have to say that we're having an amazing load of accomplishments that the media never talks about. For example, under my administration, a once feared and powerful regime that relentlessly attacked America has finally been toppled. Their former leaders have been removed, and they're now being run by a gay dictator facing internal divisions. But I, for one, wish Barry Weiss all the best at CBS News. She's a wonderful woman. Most of the press lives here in Washington, D.C., and you should be thankful for me for what my administration and I have done to make our nation's capital, which was one of the most dangerous and unsafe cities anywhere in the world, one of the safest cities in the United States. Crime is down 88%, and our capital is shining again with 62 monuments, statues, water fountains looking more beautiful. The graffiti's all gone. The tents are all moved out of the parks. The fences are all done. Our capital looks like it's really in good shape. And people coming here, people in the White House, they work in the White House, they all say, young women, young guys walk up. They say, thank you, sir. 2 years ago, we lived in a dangerous city. We lived in a city where 150 people were killed a year. And now we have almost a crime-free city. Our National Guard has done an incredible job, and we've removed over 5,000 career criminals. You know, we removed, there's one stat, I think it's a great stat. It's to me, it's fantastic. 2% of the people create 91% of the crime. That's something you can fix, and we fix it. We moved out over 5,000 career criminals out of Washington, D.C., and we have the greatest capital in the world. Again, it's beautiful, it's thriving, the restaurants are thriving. You couldn't get into a restaurant because they didn't have, all the restaurants were closing. And if you even got in, you felt unsafe. People were getting into Ubers and they were being attacked when they were in an Uber. It's not happening anymore. We have tough, smart people, and they have done a fantastic job. Washington, D.C. is safe again. You can't get into a restaurant. The restaurants are opening up. They're opening up all over the city. They can't get, it's the exact opposite.